There's an old saying, blood will tell. And it's been proven once again by the fact that Jack Schlossberg, son of Caroline Kennedy, bears an almost uncanny resemblance to his uncle, the late John F. Kennedy Jr., who died tragically in a plane accident in 1999. But there's a lot more to Jack's story than the fact that Caroline Kennedy's son looks exactly like JFK Jr. Ivy League graduate. According to People magazine, Schlossberg graduated from Yale University in 2015 with a degree in history with a focus on Japanese history, which makes sense considering his mom, Caroline, was serving as the U.S. ambassador to Japan at the time. Schlossberg was heavily involved with the university while at Yale. According to People, he contributed blog posts to the Yale Herald and also trained to become a volunteer EMT. A friend told the New York Post, quote, "Jack sees this training as a way to give back to the New Haven community that he's living in, and where there's obviously a lot of issues such as crime and poverty. Jack's very aware of all the privileges and opportunities that come with his family, so his EMT training has a lot to do with the community service aspect. And he's not done with his schooling either." People reported that Schlossberg took the LSATs in November 2016 and, as of December that year, was studying for the GRE and planned to apply to grad school. He has JFK Jr.'s personality, too. According to friends and family, Schlossberg is already taking after his late uncle both in looks and personality. A friend told People magazine, "Jack is very much interested in John. He has an ease and a sense of humor, and he loves being compared to him. John was a rare kind of celebrity who grew up with being famous and had fun with it and didn't let it take over his life." Another friend told the magazine that Schlossberg is not walking around with a big sign over his head. He's not spending a lot of time thinking about his family's legacy. It's something he's proud of, but it doesn't define him. Protective of his family. Even if the Kennedy legacy doesn't define him, Schlossberg is still quick to defend it when the need arises. In 2011, he wrote a letter to the New York Times criticizing the paper for an article it had written about his grandfather, President John F. Kennedy. Writer Ross Douthat suggests that President Kennedy was a near disaster. He criticizes Kennedy on civil rights. Kennedy was the first president to deem civil rights a moral issue and applied federal authority to force desegregation. The president, described as famously hawkish, resolved the Cuban Missile Crisis peacefully. Mr. Douthat does not mention what President Kennedy called his proudest accomplishment, the Nuclear Test Ban Treaty. He views his grandfather as an inspiration to the nation.
We must remember a president who not only welcomed the challenges of his day, but who also saw the wisdom of recognizing vision and passion wherever they are found.
Dabbling in politics. Given that so many of his family members have spent time in Washington, D.C., it felt nearly inevitable that Schlossberg would enter the political arena. He's already off to an auspicious start. In 2013, he served as a summer intern to Senator John Kerry and subsequently as a page on the Senate floor. While on campus at Yale, he also co-founded an organization in support of Connecticut Senator Chris Murphy. Schlossberg has also publicly voiced his opinions on a number of political issues, including the Syrian refugee crisis, which he wrote about for Time magazine in 2016. That same year, he denounced Republican presidential candidate Senator Ted Cruz's self-made comparisons to President John F. Kennedy through an editorial in Politico. And he urged young people to cast their vote for Democratic presidential candidate Hillary Clinton via an op-ed in the Washington Post. No, he's not gay. In 2014, Schlossberg's sexuality was briefly in the spotlight after Queerty posted an article alleging he had come out as gay in an article titled "Being Gay at Yale" in the Yale Herald. Schlossberg quickly shot down the rumors, telling Gawker, "The article was written by someone who impersonates me online. I did not write the article and, for the record, am not gay. Thanks." He added, "I believe the link to the article was a fake in the first place. Well, so much for that." Nonprofit co-founder. If going to Yale and hobnobbing with presidents wasn't enough to convince you that Schlossberg is going places, take a look at this. When he was just in the 8th grade, Schlossberg and his friends co-founded a nonprofit organization called Relight NY, which provides compact fluorescent light bulbs to low-income housing developments and promotes environmental awareness. What were you doing in middle school? Thanks for watching! Click the Nicki Swift icon to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Plus, check out all this cool stuff we know you'll love, too.